Okay, today we're going to be learning Daf Gimmel Amud Aleph. This is the third Shiur. Third Shiur. Yeah, you guys ready? Okay. An Amud a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, fine. So we're going to do a quick recap of the Gemara, and then we will move on to the Tosfos today. It's not going to be so quick because the Gemara is pretty long today, and Tosfos are pretty short today. So that's why it's going to take longer to learn the Gemara today, probably than the Tosfos. Here we go. Okay, step one. We got Regel and we got Shein. No, where do you learn that Regel from?
The pasuk V'shilach.
The Regel is from V'shilach. Good job. Yeah, and you send forth. Where do you learn Shein from?
Be'er.
Ubi'er. Shein is learned from Ubi'er. Good. The Gemara then brings a pasuk to show that the word V'shilach means Regel. What's the pasuk? What? Look at it inside, please. Okay, Chaver, there's no making fun of someone. If you see the difference in the reaction, please look at it again inside. That's it. That's all we need to do. No laughing necessary. Yeah, Chaim, go for it. Mishalche Regel. Good job. Okay, what's the joke? Oh, okay, fine. Next, Ubir. Where do you learn out Ubir from? How do you know Ubir is talking about Shein?
Where do you learn out Ubir?
How do you know that the word Ubir refers to Shein?
Oh, because it's talking about
Kasher Yiva'ir Ha Golo Atumay. We're not going to write the end of it. Golo does have three explanations, which is exactly what we're going to do now. Yeah, Rashi says two of them. No, tell me an explanation of Golo, Reb Baruch Aryeh. What? Like marble, that's Tosfos, yeah? Golo is marble, okay? What?
Like teeth chewing.
Chewing?
Like being revealed.
Revealed, Gilui, okay? Gilui Milsa, I don't know. Yeah? And then what's the middle one? Dung, okay. Yeah, it turns it, it destroys it. Golol means to destroy it, to turn it into golol, turn it into ri'i. Okay, so those are the three explanations. Very nice. That would be a classic question on a test, by the way. This is like the classic question. It also looks very nice once you read it out like that. Looks like we know what we're talking about. Okay, number two. So now, the way the Gemara is going to work is, the Gemara is going to take the Regel, and it's going to say, why do you need this pasuk? Why do you need this pasuk? And then the Gemara is going to say, oh, we need this pasuk because of something. And then the Gemara is going to say, but therefore, then you're missing something about Shein. And the Gemara is going to answer that. And the Gemara is going to do the same thing. Why do you need this pasuk for Shein? Oh, because of this. Well, then you're missing something for Regel. Okay? So I got it. That's going to be the whole Gemara. And then we're going to go into a different Gemara, which is that V'shilach is going to be able to teach both Regel and Shein. And then we're going to explain why we still need Ubir. And then after that, we're going to go through the Toldos of Shein and the Toldos of Regel. That's going to be the whole Gemara today. Okay? So, start us off, Shmuley. No? What does the Gemara's question? Why do we need the pasuk of? Mishalchei Regel. Yeah?
Because Karen already has a pasuk as well as Shein, so the process of elimination must be Regel.
Oh, so in other words, I'm going to say it in Hebrew, Pshita. It's obvious that V'shilach means, V'shilach must mean Regel. Meshilach must mean Regel because it can't mean anything else. Why do you need to tell me and prove to me that V'shilach is talking about Regel because Mishalchei Regel? I know it's talking about Regel. There's no other option. What's the Gemara answer?
So the answer is that really, you would think that Mishalach, if you didn't have Mishalach, you would think that Mishalach goes to Shein.
Oh, why does it go to Shein? Why do you need two psukim by Shein?
Because 1 for if it damages all of it, and 1 for if it does like.
So what in Hebrew are the words for that? You could help them out. What's the words? What's the words? Mechalya, Karna, and the second pasuk is for, even if you don't destroy it, de loy mechalya, Karna. Good. Rashi explains what is loy mechalya, Karna. It's talking about
It's a case where
shachas, which is like you eat some grass or whatever, and then it just will grow back. So you missed a little bit of the grass, a little bit of the straw, but you have the rest of the straw. This is what Rashi says. Tosfos says, the question of Tosfos, this is going to be the first Tosfos, we're going to learn the first Tosfos right now. The question of Tosfos is, well, hello, that whatever the animal ate is gone. It's not that it will grow back. No, other grass will grow. It still ate it completely. This is not loy mechalya karna. This is mechalya karna. That's the question of Tosfos. It's really mechalya. It destroyed it's mechalya the shachas. So that's the question of Tosfos. Answers Tosfos a new answer. This is the opinion of Tosfos. He argues with Rashi. Tosfos says, what is loy mechalya karna?
that it gets dirty.
That you make something dirty. Good job. Good job that you ruin the fruit. Okay, you make tinfa peiros. You got the fruit dirty. That is what is called loy mechal yakarna. Frektacha shaila on this fact. What? So there's two ways. Rashi holds it's shachas, Tosfos holds it's tinfa peiros, and argues with Rashi. Okay, now there's a question on Tosfos' explanation. According to Tosfos, tinfa peiros should be an av. It's the pasuk in the Torah is given of v'shilach of loy mechal yakarna, right? Should be actually an av, not a tolda. Why do we say that it's only a tinfa peiros is only a tolda? It should be an av. Because it's written in the Torah.
Where is it?
Tosfos, no, this is now a question on Tosfos' explanation. Based on Tosfos, again, based off the fact that Tosfos holds tinfa peiros, getting fruit dirty, is what the Torah meant, is what the Torah actually was saying when it said the word v'shilach. So if so, tinfa peiros should be an av, because it's written in the Torah.
Where is it written?
The word v'shilach. We just said the word v'shilach is also referring to shame.
It's just Tosfos'
So then if v'shilach is also referring to shame to teach you loy mechal yakarna, so then loy mechal yakarna tinfa peiros, which is loy mechal yakarna, should be an av. Tinfa peiros should be an av because it's written in the Torah.
So this is Tosfos' question on Rashi.
This is a question on Tosfos. This is Tosfos asking a question on himself. Okay, again, Rashi says it's shachas. Tosfos says which is eating. Tosfos says it's tinfa peiros, which is not eating. It's getting fruit dirty by rolling over it with mud. Okay, so if so, tinfa peiros should be an av. There should be 5 avs, more avs. There should be an av of eating and a separate av now from the word v'shilach of getting fruit dirty. Yeah, Ata mevin hanyan. You with me?
We're explaining it.
Okay, answers very simple. What's the answer? What's the answer? The literal pshat of the pasuk is talking about food, talking about eating. Even though, yes, you're right, this is what it's for, this is the extra thing it's adding, but look at the literal explanation of the pasuk. What is it talking about? It's talking about actually eating. Okay? And that's why only the literal explanation of the Torah is what will be considered the av.
So, but when you're writing the questions, what is this question on Rashi's explanation?
I probably asked it wrong. Oh, that's this one. That's the first one. What?
His question is what?
That shachas is actually destroying completely. Literal explanation is eating. Not that. Okay, we'll take a second and then we'll go for it. So we got a little bit stuck because I wanted to teach Tosfos while we were here. It's an easy Tosfos.
The way you do the first one,
Critical thing, what does it say? Yeah.
how would you answer the question that is close to Rashi?
Yeah. So how do you answer this question on Tosfos? Tosfos asks a good question on Rashi.
It's not a normal thing to do.
You're actually destroying the shachas. What?
It'll grow back.
Okay.
But it'll be worse. Quality.
Grass grows. When you mow it, it destroys grass and then it'll grow back.
Well, let's say it's a straw that you now can't give that straw to your animal because it's already eaten. So I don't know. I don't have an answer right here on the fan. It's
You don't
good.
have an answer to your question. Your own question?
No, not every question I have to have an answer.
Okay.
That's why it's critical thinking. I want you to come up with an answer.
Yeah, but you're the one that knows all this.
I think I wrote one down, but I don't remember. I don't have it with me. Okay.
So, but there's no space here about just this question on himself.
Yeah, but you should just understand. Okay. We're going back over here. You want to take a second, Rafi? You have your glasses. Oh.
He asked it in a rhetorical question way, or he actually asks it?
It's in there, but you have to see that it's there. Okay. Vaiten shas. So now again, we said regel is learned from V'shilach. We have Mishalchi regel. Why is it necessary to have this pasuk of Mishalchi regel? Because if not, we would use both psukim for shame. We would use both psukim of V'shilach and Ubir for shame. One for Mechalya Karna and one for Loy Mechalya Karna.
Yeah.
So therefore, Kamash Malon, this pasuk of Mishalchi, no, V'shilach is talking about regel. Okay. Now the Gemara continues and said, so if so, how do we know Lo Mechal Yakarna? How do you know you're chayav for by eating if you don't destroy it completely? How do you know that, right? Lo Mechal Yakarna. How do you know that you're a chayav? Maybe you're putter. What's the answer of the Gemara?
Learn it out
Chaim?
from Rega, right?
Well, yeah. we have a hekish, which was today's key word. Yeah, we don't really do keywords in this shiur, but today's key word is hekish. We learn it out from a hekish to regel, just as regel is always chayav. Even if loy mechal yakarna, even if you have, let's say, a metal pot instead of a clay pot gets completely destroyed if you step on it. A metal pot just gets a little bit bent. You're still chayav. Similarly, a shein has a hekish to regel that you're always chayav, even for loy mechalya. Okay, number 6. Yeah. So this is the first half of the Gemara. Any questions? Okay, next piece of the Gemara is going to switch. We're going to switch now. Yeah. Now we're going to look why do we need to say kasher yivar hagolo to teach that ubir is talking about shein. Yeah. Obviously, ubir is talking about shein because it couldn't talk about anything else. Yeah? No? So pshita. That's the question of the Gemara. What's the answer, Rafi?
Then teach us whether you send it or whether the animal goes on its own.
We would say that the shilach is talking about regel. Baruch, are you with me? And we would also say ubir is talking about regel. One is for mishalchei shluchei, where you send it specifically, right? You have your bull, and you smash the bull in the back of the tuchus, and the bull is charging into the guy's field, and it destroys a whole bunch of trees there, yeah? Mishalchei shluchei, so that would be one way, and the other way is derech memela. For example, you have a dog, and you take the dog off the leash, and you let the dog walk around wherever it goes. You didn't force it to go somewhere and destroy anything, but it does walk somewhere, and it does destroy. Verse and memela. That's why you would have to have 2 psukim. So therefore, kamash malon, the pasuk of kasher yivar hagolo, that ubir is talking about shein and is not talking about regel. Okay? Yeah. Shine. Any questions on this? No? Comments? Okay. Now number 8. It's getting lower and lower. Fine. Number 8. Now, how do we know? Maybe if I take my dog off the leash, I'm putter. Only if I send my dog into someone's field and it runs around and it ruins the garden, then I'm chayav. How do I know if it just walks there, I'm chayav? No? What's the answer? Huh? No? What's the answer? How do I know if it just walks there, I'm chayav? Maybe if I only send it, I'm chayav. You're allowed to pass. Then we'll call it shul. You're allowed to help him. Help him out. What do we do over here? Hekish to regel. So what are we going to do over here? We're going to have a hekish to shein. Hekish to shein, just as shein is chayiv even for derech memela, so to regel is chayiv even b'derech memela. Okay, that's how it works. And basically, it was a mirror Gemara. Yes, once you learn one Gemara, then you just apply all the logic to the next Gemara. Huh?
Why can't you learn kisva?
Who?
Like just logically. Shiur means to go, so it's obviously regular, without any other plus explanation.
Yeah.
And Via means to consume and eat without any other plus explanation.
Because of the next part of the Gemara. Okay? So what does the next part of the Gemara says? Now that we're done all this, let's take out the word ubir, and just have the word v'shilach, and we'll be able to learn out both of these things. Yeah. Why do we need bir bichlal? That's the next question of the Gemara. Yeah, what do we have to? Question step number 9. Get rid of it completely. Why? Because it doesn't just say mishalchei regel, which is talking about regel, but what other pasuk does it say? In the Torah, about the destruction of the Yidden, about one of the klalis or whatever it is. You should be worried about. What parsha is it in? What? No. That shein is also learned from Veshilach. What pasuk does it bring in the Gemara? That's not the same pasuk, it's a different pasuk. V'shen behemois ashalach bam. The word ashalach, v'shilach, is also refers to shein, to teeth. So why do we need the pasuk of ubir at all? Don't write the pasuk of ubir. We should learn out regel and shein from ashalach, from v'shilach. We have a pasuk of mishalchei regel, and we have a pasuk of ashalach and shein. So learn out shein and regel from what word? Baruch Aryeh? Just v'shilach. So why do we need the word ubir? No, why?
Because then how do you know the Beis?
To teach us b'derech memela. In order to teach us derech memela, we need ubir. So now, at this point of the Gemara, we're just learning out from v'shilach both regel and shein. In theory, we could do that. And then ubir would just be necessary for b'derech memela.
So wait, so we're learning both of them?
We could, yeah. And then we just need ubir for b'derech memela.
What do we do?
I don't know. It seems that we learn out one from one and one from the other. Yeah. Which we're going to do. I just don't want to get anyone confused. We're going to learn Tosfos on this. And it's a very complicated hard Tosfos. In fact, I think one of the hardest Tosfos I've learned this year. What? It's derich. It's a very hard, difficult. It's like you have to wrap your head around it. Okay? Like 5 times. Okay.
Rashi it says that the reason why you learn off from both it's not chamor. What is that?
That's going to be part of this Gemara. Yeah, over here.
Oh, you do that
No.
now?
The rest of the
Okay, so
Are we skipping the rest of the day?
What?
Now, before this, wait. So now, relax. You guys are like 10 steps ahead of me. Okay? So now, let's go right in here. We're going to go right over here, okay? Right in there. Yeah, you see where I'm going? I gave you the question, the answer. Now we're going to go inside over here. Okay? Okay, you can't really see. You need glasses in the future. Please get glasses. Okay? So, now this is number 9A. 9B. This is going to be 9A. Now we're going to go to 9B. Okay? And now, by 9B, we're going to say exactly what you guys were all saying over here. Yeah? Okay. Why can't we learn out from Veshilach both of them? That's the question of the Gemara. So the Gemara attempts to say a very simple answer. Because there's a chumrah by regel and a chumrah by shein. Each one is stricter. How is regel stricter, Nuchayim?
Because it's
Hazekoi matzoi. It happens commonly, so you should be chayav. But maybe shein, you're putter. Okay. How is shein chayav more? Huh? Benefit. Hana. And therefore, maybe shein should be better, and regel will be putter. So therefore, you cannot learn out just from Veshilach both of them, because you could only learn out one, the stricter one. Yeah? Yeah, Baruch? Okay, so Baruch Aryeh. So what's the Gemara say that this is not a good answer? Why is this not a good answer? This is 9C. Because if you have a chumrah over here by one, and you have a chumrah over here by another, so you cannot exclude either, so therefore you include both. The dugma I gave to Shiur Aleph was a very, very good dugma, which is, if you have 3, I have to say it's a very good dugma, okay, because I made it up. No, there are 3 bachrim that share a room, right, and something breaks in the room. So, as it says in the rule book, who pays for it? Unless you guys tell me, obviously you guys are very good friends, you're not going to tell who actually broke it. So therefore, how do we figure out who broke it? Huh? The answer doesn't matter. You guys are all chayav. Again, if you can't be chayav, and you can't be chayav, and you can't be chayav, so therefore everyone is chayav.
I would definitely tell you broke it. I'm not paying for it.
You're not paying for it. You're gonna chas v'shalom. Okay. Chaim, you got a little bit of a problem on your hands.
They're just gonna blame me if they break something.
Well, maybe I won't believe them anymore. Okay, in any event, so you get the idea over here. In other words, since we cannot exclude either one, we obviously include. It's called shakel, since they're both equal. Yeah? Okay, we say the entire world is shakel, by the way, waiting for one more mitzvah to bring Mashiach. So since it's shakel, since they both have this seesaw over here, so you include both of them. So if so, we go back to the question, why do you need to have the word ubir? And the Gemara answers, the final answer is mimela, to teach us mimela. Okay, this is the whole first part of the Gemara. Who has a question on this part before we go on to the next part, which is not connected? What?
Oh, I don't know. It's starting to be like I'm crazy. I asked it already and he answered it.
What's the question?
Just learn it according to logic.
What according to logic?
Just say that Shiur really means sending, literally means walking. That's what regel means.
Uh-huh. But Veshilach could mean shein. I just showed you how. The Torah says it could mean
I
shein.
know, but using your head, right? Shilach means to walk.
Right.
It means to
Right.
go.
But if the
So
Torah says something otherwise, then I can't argue. I can't argue with that.
Show me to say.
why would we not use Svar first?
We could, but Torah says otherwise. I don't care what you say. Torah has a pasuk clearly that says that Veshilach could be referring to shein.
It's referring to. We did
It could be.
Like, that means
Okay. In any event, let's go. Next piece of Gemara.
Exactly.
What, this was a question from Aishar?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have the answer.
But he told me it was like,
Huh? So tell him the answer. Tell him the answer that we came up with.
So we're gonna knock it off.
Well, no, we're going to do one more piece of Gemara. We didn't do the end of the
I
Gemara.
tried like to give around. He's like, yeah, but not really because.
This doesn't make sense.
You say it for 5 weeks, but no, the doesn't make sense.
Okay, here we go. So now we have 2 more small pieces of the Gemara. This is going to be step 1 of this part, which is the toldes of shein. What are the toldes of shein? No, two toles. Who could tell me?
Rub against the wall, which is enough.
Yeah, good. Rubbing and
Rolling over fruits.
rolling over food, rolling on the fruits. Correct. They're both for hana'asai. And therefore, because they're for hana'asai, what do we say? They are, and they are all. What's the key word that I'm trying to look for?
The same.
The same. Kayetzi bahen. Good job. Kayetzi bahen.
Okay.
All the
I have a
same.
question.
Number two.
How are they different? They're both damaging while scratching.
Right. But one of them is with the mud on you, and one of them is that, like, say you knock the wall down. The wall just goes crashing down. Scratching, and the wall goes.
Meaning scratching on the wall and the wall broke.
Right.
And then you're scratching on the fruit and the fruit broke.
No, it doesn't break. You can still eat the fruit. You just need to wash it off. And you need to spend $10 hiring someone to go and hose them down. Okay, I'll give you a better idea of it. No, I understand. So it's not tomatoes. You have watermelons. A big shipment. Wait, you have a big shipment of watermelons with a big box. And in the box, there's tons of watermelons. Okay? And you have your big bowl. Okay, and your big bowl is all. Wait. Listen, is all dirty. And the bull decides to have fun. It's a little bull, actually. It shouldn't be such a big bull. Little bull, okay, baby bull. What's his name? What? Shemero the bull. And Shemero the bull jumps into the big vat of watermelons, which are pretty heavy. No, they're not going to break. And he sinks through.
Punch a watermelon and it'll break.
No, but this is not punching. There's lots of watermelons. They move out of the way. They take the weight. They take the weight. You're okay. And he's all dirty. So now that they're all dirty, that's like they become dirty. Okay, argue with me later. Thank you. Okay. Scratching.
That's why you don't bring the hard scroll.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Fine. It's probably they're probably right. Anyways, but the idea is they got them dirty. Okay. They got them dirty. Thank you. Next. Two. Second part is the toldes of regel. No, toldes of regel. Rafi. Okay. Take a good guess, or you can look inside the Gemara and not guess.
Okay. Danny's walking.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Prumbia. That's the one you saw. Okay. What does the word prumbia mean?
It's like a bit.
The bit. What is the bit?
It's something which stops them from fighting.
It's the part that goes inside and around their face. Okay, but you skipped a lot of them. So let's go in order. Yeah? Number one, you're walking, and besides for stepping on something, you hit something with your body, the gufa. Okay, that's A. Number two, here, Sarah. It could also mean like the tail's wagging. The tail's wagging of this animal. Yeah, you have a horse, the tail's wagging, and it knocks into something. Yeah? Number three, C. Yeah, no, what's C? The pack or the saddle. Yeah? Okay. Shalif. Yeah? Next. D, the bit, which you just described. Prumbia shebepia.
What's the bit?
Is the part of the front, if you ever see an animal, the muzzle part, like there's part that goes inside, and it's called a bit. And it's like, I think the whole part. It's not just that part. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is the like these metal that goes like.
Right.
And then the bell.
And then the last thing is zug, the bell, which I actually said wrongly in the first chair. Okay.
What did you call it?
Doesn't matter. You don't need to repeat mistakes.
I just want to know.
This is recorded, by the way.
No, I just want to know what else it could be.
Okay.
Like, what other
Huh?
What else
translation
could it be?
you've done it?
I don't know. I just didn't explain
You
it
can
right.
cut it out. It's
Wait,
fine.
I'll pause
What
it.
is it?
What? Okay, let's go. Next.
Wait, I'll pause it so many hears.
Okay. Are we ready? Yes, you could.
Yeah.
It's very fancy.
Whoa! That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah?
This is why your series takes so long.
Huh?
This is why they take so long.
The Shiurim.
Yeah.
Because of all the...
No, it's good. It's good on the channel. They show it like 2 hours. Wow, 2 hours sure. Happens.
And no one's actually watching it.
No, it's, actually, I had a mother tell me that she watched the Shiur.
That's nice.
Okay, now let's do the Tosfos, the other Tosfos. So we already did one Tosfos. We actually already did two Tosfos because we also did the marble Tosfos. Is it going now? You put it back on?
I never paused.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's roll over here.
Could you guys repeat the total of everything?
Shane or
They're not.
regular? Shane or regular?
Both.
Go for it.
Shane is rubbing and scratching on the wall and
Dirtying fruit. Yeah.
That's it?
beating itself off.
Yeah.
Only two, okay.
Regular is walking while damaging his body, whatever. Then getting tangled in the tail, and then like gets dragged and broke it.
I count as a 10.
Yeah, I know, but what do you mean gets
It gets
It
tangled
is
in the
hair in the tail.
It gets tangled in there, and then just like.
The saddle. Oh, it's okay. The
wall. It's broken from that.
And then
Whatever. And
How do
there's
you
a
saw
bit in the
break
mouth.
from the saddle?
Don't worry about it.
it moves around the saddle, smashes.
The saddle's a little bit bigger than the animal.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
even
what
though
about
if
what
it
Oh yeah, how does the bit?
How's the bit destroy something?
turns its head, and instead of just being soft skin, now it's a
metal.
metal piece that smashes into
In the
something.
mouth.
Yeah, it smashes its head into, let's say, the side of the building.
No,
No, let's say
but-
it's going back by a wooden building.
Yeah.
So it turns and it rubs against the building. Instead
But
of
it's
rubbing
like
against the
the side
building.
of its head before it hits here.
No, but there's also other parts to the bit.
Yeah, but most of it is leather.
Okay, in any event. Yeah? And then there's the bell. So it swings its bell.
The bell?
Yeah.
You
It's
know
a big
that
bell?
How's that bell?
How does that destroy something?
It hits something,
swings
guys. It's not so
around the
difficult.
bell.
If you get clopped on the head by a bell, I think it's gonna hurt.
And those cowbells are actually probably really heavy. It's
You
probably a
ever see
good
like the
chunk of metal. Yeah.
No one does that anymore.
Except if you have a cow.
Who's walking around with a cow? Like,
Okay, Tosfos.
yeah.
Let's go. So we did the first Tosfos of
Did you read it though?
what? The Loy Mechal Yakarna. Should we read it inside? What time is it?
140.
1:40. Okay, yeah, we can read it inside. Okay, Zak Tosfos. Go for it, Chaim. You get the honors and privilege of reading it inside. Had the Loy Mechal Yakarna. Well, you got the one that we already learned, so it's easier. Everyone else is going to get the other ones because there's 3 other ones. 4 other ones.
Well, we learned.
I'm going to get to read the last one.
Yeah. Hadalei Machalil Karna. Pirish Hafi. The explanation here.
Pirush HaKuntras. Rashi explains.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah. Pirish HaKuntris. The Rashi explains it. Shachas.
Shachas.
Shachas. Right, that whole thing.
What is shachas? Shachas
It's
is
a
straw
grass.
or grass. Shachas, sha'asid, no?
Sha'asid, it's math that's good actually grow. I will like right? But not like in the beginning. So
Right.
it's not going to be the same good quality.
And that's the point. Who asked earlier how it's going to grow back? So it's not really going to grow back all the way. There is going to be some damage.
Because, but this is difficult. But Mechal Karna is.
No, it is.
It's
Oh, yeah,
actually
this is
destroying
Mechal
it.
Karna because the owners are anyways able to do that. They're able to cut it off,
Right.
whatever.
So
and
now
then
they're
they'll
losing.
go back and I'll have a second thing.
Oh, and
So
now
the fact
they
that
are.
You're eating that is actually destroying one of the parts.
Correct. You're completely taking something from them. So Ella. So Stam. Tez doesn't just say Yesh Lemer. Tez says Ella Yesh Lemer. He's giving a different answer. Tez doesn't like the explanation. It's not that he's helping Rashi. He's saying no. This is the right.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah, you're completely wrong.
Yeah. Not completely wrong. It's just I don't like your answer.
We must say.
Yeah. Lahana asa. Lahana asa. Period.
That it's rolling around in the dirty. It's
Getting the
dirtying-
fruit.
dirtying the Paris for its benefit.
Yeah, to have some pleasure. Okay. Now Tosfos says,
We call on them, correlate the Kamar, let's Paris. Lahana asa toda.
question mark.
Yeah.
That what?
That further on it says that Nifas Paris is a toda.
Is a toda.
So
And why
how
is
do we
that?
learn this out from the
Yeah,
Pasuk?
exactly. Answers Tosfos.
Since it's obvious that it's being called,
Since from the simple reading of the pasuk,
it's fine about eating, so therefore
that what? The Mechal Yakarna that destroys the food completely.
so
According to the simple reading of the Torah, when you read it, ubir stay acher, it means to destroy it completely,
Not just dirty.
not just get it dirty. And therefore, even though it could mean this as well, and we say it does mean that, but still we're going to look at it as a tolda, not enough. Okay, so that's the first Tosfos. Next Tosfos, let's read inside and then we'll write on the board as we go. No, Rafi.
This is complete structure.
Yeah.
Then time I try to ask question. Let's say Rahman Abishia, why by here.
Question mark.
That the Torah does just row the Shila, I won't even have to write over here.
Why?
So we're saying and because we know opposite saying which
Nothing to do with that.
we can use both basically.
What type of damage is Veshilach?
It's saying both.
What? No, Veshilach is the one that we used for what?
Regular.
Lay Mechal Karna.
Loy Mechal. Again, The word v'shilach is that you're sending it there and it's not destroying it completely. The word ubir means complete destruction. So just do the part of v'shilach of not complete destruction, and if you're chayav, if you don't completely destroy it, for sure you're chayav if you completely destroy it. So the question of Tosfos is just write v'shilach, which is not complete destruction. And then what are we going to have? No? What are we going to have? And then we do a kal v'chomer for complete destruction of Mechal Yakarna. Yeah? So that's the question of Tosfos. Answers Tosfos. Yeah, what does it say, Rafi? Rashi is different. Yeah, he says it also.
The Havamina specifically when he's sending it, like we explained later on.
The Hava Amina Davka v'Shilach Shulchay. So in Hachanami, Tosfos says you're right. In Hachanami. Regarding Mechalya, you would be able to learn it from a Kal V'chomer. That Kal V'chomer would be good. However, there is something else that necessitates Ubir.
You need to learn the Chiddush of like regular if it goes by itself.
Which is that you need to learn from Ubir even if you do it b'derech memela, even if it is by itself. And that's why you need Ubir. So in Hachanami, we would just write V'shilach and not need Ubir. You need Ubir for memela. Okay, that's Tosfos number 3. Tosfos number 4, Dumya Deregel. We'll wait a second. We'll wait a second for Shmuel. Well, there's number 3 because we did the one Kasher Yivar Hagol on the previous page.
You did?
Yeah, that was the marble.
But over here,
Yeah.
it says Mishin Hennessy. That's not Dunya.
That's the next Tosfos.
Next one is Itzer. So then there's 2 of
No,
those.
that was V'Shem.
Dumya Derego, and then there's Hashem Behemes, and then there's Itzra.
See here, it says the same thing twice.
Oh, I made a mistake in the Diva last one. This word.
Dunya?
Yeah,
The next one's good.
yeah. Sorry, there's a spelling mistake on the sheet. Okay. Yeah, go for a bar high. Yeah, Tosfos says Dumya Derego. That what?
That's compared to regular.
That Shane is compared to Regel, and therefore what?
So therefore, they should, they're both used for regular.
Therefore what? What do we learn out from the fact that we compare Shane to Regel? What do we learn out from the fact that we compare Shane to Regel?
That shame is also
Also, that whether it's Mechal Yakarna or Lei Mechal Yakarna, you're Chayav. Just as Regel is always Chayav. V'im time marfek tes Shaila.
The name of let's say it's the opposite.
Let's say the opposite, meaning let's do a leniency. We said we did a hekesh to be strict, to make it chayav for loy mechal yakarna. Let's do a leniency. Let's do a hekesh the other way to make it only mechal. That would be one way to explain it. Another way to explain it is to make it be that they're only chayav for v'shilach if you send your animal, not if it goes on its own. So why do we do the hekesh only to be strict? Why don't we do the hekesh to be lenient? Yeah.
So I do it both ways.
What? Do it both ways. Do the other way around. No, not both ways. You can't do both ways. Let's do it to be lenient instead of to be strict. Right. I hear that. Yeah, that's another way you could say.
We did it to be lenient. We're learning out.
No, we're doing it to be strict. So why don't we do it to be lenient? Let's read it inside. Yeah, Vim Taimar.
The name of let's say, let's do the opposite. To make it
Yeah.
lenient.
Yeah.
The Machina and the Chumra, we should
So Deha Dimakshin on Lechumra, because when do we make a hekesh
make it.
to be strict? When's the rule that you make a hekesh to be strict? Only that's only by Isser, by cases of Isurin. When things have to do with, let's say, Shabbos, Kashrus, that's when you make the hekesh to be strict. Yeah? So, therefore, you're allowed to be lenient by money. Why are we being strict by money? You have to be strict through a hekesh. Okay, let's stop tapping. You have to be strict by a hekesh. You have to be strict by a hekesh if it's isurin, if it's laws that have to do with mutar asr. But by laws that have to do with money, you're allowed to be lenient. So over here, we should be lenient. Yeah? So this is in parentheses. Yeah, to be strict, l'chumra is, we think right now, this is the Havamina of Tosfos, we think l'chumra, when you make a hekesh l'chumra, is only by what? By isurin. Yeah? But by mamain chayim, are you able to be?
No.
You're able to be mekel. Can be mekel by mamain.
Could be maple or should be maple?
So this is not mama.
I think it should if you could.
This is not mama.
This is not mamain.
This is Yisuri.
This is isurin. What did you do wrong?
Regular is mama.
No, this is not.
It is mama.
This is mamain.
So then why can't we? So that's the question.
So this question is we should do the hekesh to be mekel and make you not have to pay.
And this, the bottom part is approved to.
And this is just explaining how he could say that. Yeah. Answers Tosfos. This is step 1, step 2, step 3. Answers Tosfos, yeah? It's a midah in the Torah. It's the way that Torah works. It's the way that you do this, like Rabbi Yishmael Emer Shlosh Yasser Midas. So the midah, the way that Torah works, the way that you learn out things by Torah is, yeah? Yeah, maskana is that we were wrong. We also make a hekesh to be machmir by money as well. Okay, a hekesh, maskana is a hekesh, is always machmir.
Wait, we are mama? I thought we were leaving in mama.
We thought that. This is the havamina. The maskana of Tosfos is no, we're machmir always even by money.
Why
Yeah.
would we think that if it's wrong?
I don't know. Sometimes you think things that are wrong.
But you have the proof to that.
I know.
So what goes
Yeah,
on?
it's one of those things where the whole Tosfos is based off a premise that is not true. Correct.
So which one
Yeah.
is the one that's dumya? Because
This
the
one is
first-
dumya.
No, but then in the Sifri was the pasuk. So it's
Oh, maybe we skipped it. Oh, so that's the second one. Maybe I just did double.
the question is Gemara leave out. Is it this one? This one's dumya.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know what my sheets did. Okay, just write this down. I made a mistake. Whatever, it's fine. Worksheets aren't perfect, especially when they're made about 6 weeks ago.
Which one? It's the second one?
I'm guessing it makes more sense.
However, the worksheets are a little bit confused today, so just write down the Tosfos.
We usually do it after.
Okay, but just write down the Tosfos. Don't write down the worksheet. I'm saying for this Tosfos. I think I messed up. I messed up on the worksheets. How it should be.
Wait. It's not. Oh, it's not on here.
That's what I'm saying. And I wrote the other Tosfos I think twice or something.
The question makes sense. The why? What's the question that the Gemara leaves out? Why aren't we being made?
Yeah, why aren't we being made?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Whatever. It's just kind of a little bit out of order and whatever. Okay. No.
Which one is it? Which question?
I think it's question number 27 through 29 is this Tosfos, but it was supposed to be earlier.
And the Sifri, where are we?
That's the next Tosfos. That's the next Tosfos.
No, it's a question 22, 23.
So what question does the Gemara leave out? That one?
Yes, 27, 28, 29 is the text we just did.
Yeah.
So what
Dumya.
question does the Gemara leave out? Why is it Makel?
Yeah.
Makel both ways.
So then what's...
And then
Okay, then...
the reason I'm stated is because Mammon is actually Isser. Mammon is actually also from.
Mom, you also do the hekesh l'chumra.
Mama is,
Also, you also do a hekesh l'chumra by money.
yeah, also, the effective, Reforma,
So then critical thinking, why is this question such a bad question that doesn't even need to be said?
Because it's not true.
Why is it question
You never
such a
need
bad
to say
question if it doesn't need to be said? What?
It was never true in the first place. The whole question of Tosfos V'chla wasn't on
Yeah,
a
it's
false
on false
premise.
premises.
So now we have to figure out what was the premise of Tosfos. So if someone figures that out, then we'll write it hard. Okay, Chaim. So when you figure out the premise of Tosfos, figure out the premise of Tosfos, and we'll write a Ara, and we'll make a Kavitz Aris.
Premises.
No, over the year. Don't worry, we'll have one. We'll have more.
Yeah, that's-
Shmuley Barodkin asks good questions also earlier on.
Okay. Now
No,
it's
be-
Okay, V'shen behem is the Shalach Bam. Are you ready? We'll wait 30 more seconds for the other two Chassidim. What time is it? 45? 50? Oh, okay, we got it moving.
How do you
Let's
spell
go.
Premises.
Premises, Premise. And then if you want premises, put the S.
No, sis is with a YS, I think.
Premise.
Premises is with a YS.
No.
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 Sorry, just say premises into Siri.
Wait, his phone is.
My phone is being used.
No,
Just
no,
his
no,
ears,
no, no,
no
it's gonna
premises.
stop the recording.
Anyways, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
V'shen behemes hashalach bam af al gav. Even though Tamrinan be'alma, we say on other places, where specifically in Sifri, we say that the words v'shen behemes hashalach bam are referring to behemes animals sheyesh lahen eres that have poison, kinachash like a snake, and they bite and they kill. The havi nishicha shehi told the keren, which is biting, which is a told of keren, question mark, and not of shein. So how come we use the pasuk of v'shen behemes hashalach bam to teach shein, to teach that v'shilach is referring to shein, to teach that v'shilach is referring to shein? You're with us, Chassid? You're with us, yeah? Why are we saying that v'shen behemes hashalach bam is referring to shein? V'shen behemes hashalach bam should be referring to what, Chaim? What should be referring to? It's referring to biting. It's referring to an animal as a klala, as a curse, coming and destroying the chas v'shalom, the Yiddish nation. So this is about biting. Question. That's the question. This v'shen behemes, this pasuk, refers to biting, not to eating. How could he use it to show us that the word v'shilach means eating? Again, we use the word v'shen behemes, v'shilach to mean eating because v'shen behemes hashalach bam means eating. That's not true. V'shen behemes hashalach bam means biting, which doesn't have anything to do with eating. It has to do with keren. Okay? So v'shen behemes hashalach bam has to do with keren, with biting. Not, is biting only with one T? I don't know. Okay, biting, not eating.
So why referring to biting to the animals which are poison?
Again, we use this pasuk of v'shen behemes hashalach bam to teach that the word v'shilach refers to eating.
Animals which are poisoned and they would.
Now, we know in the Torah, v'shen behemes hashalach bam is referring to animals that have poison that are trying to hurt you, kill you, which is biting, by biting you, trying to hurt you, give you rabies, I don't know. Yeah, whatever it is. So meaning these words of v'shen behemes hashalach bam have nothing to do with eating. They're about biting. They're about keren. So you cannot learn the idea of shein if they have to do with keren. Yeah? Answers Tosfos. Let's look at it inside. Tosfos says, Mikol Makim, nevertheless, Iri Nami, whether you leave in the word Nami or not, it doesn't really, whatever, we're going to just go with it. That it's also dealing with the Chayis Rois, wild animals, Shedorsai, the Achloi Lahana Asan, where they trample on things, they rip things, they grab things with their claws, and they eat them for their own pleasure. Meaning to say, their biting is not biting to destroy, to hurt, to harm. Is not keren. Their biting is the way they eat. So it is shein. It's just a different type of shein, and that's why it's about biting. But it's not biting to hurt, to do keren, it's biting to do shein. Kidim mitargaminon, like we actually translate the words, v'shen behemes, that the words v'shen behemes in the pasuk translate as v'shen dechayibara, and the teeth, the eating of wild animals, v'chaya, the chlal behema, and the word behema is able to mean wild animals because wild animals, chayos, are included within the term behema. Behema can mean both chaya and behema.
But then it's kavanos to the hazard because
So it's not, because they don't want to hurt you, they want to eat you. That's the fact. When a lion bites a person and eats the person, it's not trying to hurt the person, it's trying to eat the
If
person.
you have a lion, a domesticated lion, and it likes eating people, then you have to watch it. That's Karen.
Well,
That's not keren, that's shame. Because it's normal.
It's also not a domesticated
Well,
lion.
why do you have that?
But that is not a domesticated lion.
Why do you have that?
Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's eating. Okay, so what's the answer?
But it knows it's
The biting here is eating by biting,
I would just prove,
which is how wild animals, chayis, that's how they eat, and chayis are bechlal behemoths.
I'm saying, I know that might be true, but in this pasuk it's referring to them.
So he doesn't always eat what it kills.
Right, but over here it's about them eating through biting. And therefore, it's about chayis, wild animals, chayis rois, which are included within the term behema. And when it says v'shen behemes hashalach bam, it's actually also referring to normal eating behavior. Okay, last Tosfos, which this Tosfos is a very nice, wonderful Tosfos, but it's also a bit complex. as you could say. Okay? Now, according to the conclusion of the Gemara, we need a little bit of we have a few more minutes. Let's get through this. According to the conclusion of the Gemara, right, we come to the conclusion that both regel and shein technically could be learned out from which pasuk, Chaim? The Shilach. And the pasuk of Ubir is unnecessary for them. Why do we have the pasuk of Ubir, Baruch Aryeh? Why do we have the pasuk of Ubir? Just to teach us that you're also chayav b'derech memela if it goes on its own. If so, we have a question that the Gemara asked could be re-asked. Again, if so, a question that the Gemara asked earlier and gave an answer could be re-asked and will not have an answer. So in other words, based off the conclusion of the Gemara, we could re-ask the question, and now we're not going to be able to answer what we answered earlier on. Okay? And now it's going to be a really strong question. So Tosfos says, why don't we re-ask that question, and then we'll have a good question, and we'll disprove the Gemara. That's Tosfos. And Tosfos answers, no, there's a different way to. Tosfos is actually going to say in hachanami. You're right, but that question was that idea was only asked based off the havam. In this maskana we don't hold it. Okay, so let's go through this. Yeah, it's the richsak the time perfectus is a shaila. Tikshe hashto. We can now ask the question hadeparich leil. This that we asked earlier. Quote. This is the question we asked earlier. We said that ubir refers to shein, to eating. And we said because of the pasuk kasher yivar hagolo atumai. So the Gemara says, quote, time at the chasav rachamana. The reason why we know ubir is referring to shein is because the Torah writes kasher yivar hagolo, like the golol, the teeth destroy. Ha, lav hachi. But if it hadn't had this pasuk, b'may mukmis. What else could it be talking about? Obviously, ubir is referring to. Obviously, ubir is referring to shein. What else could it refer to? Well, Tosfos says, v'hashta leika l'shnui d'kedil. Now we can't answer like we said earlier. Oh no, we would have thought they're both referring to regel. One for derech memela, and one for.
It's not because it's one.
And one for mishalchei shluchei. Right? We need two psukim. And we would have thought they're both referring to regel. Kamashmal on the pasuk ubir kasher yivar hagol, that it's referring to shein.
Can't we just simply for regel?
Well, guess what? Now both shein and regel are learned from the shilach. So the pasuk of ubir doesn't need to refer to shein. It can refer to something else. Again, earlier on we needed the pasuk of ubir to refer to shein. Now we don't need the pasuk to refer to shein because we learned shein out from the shilach. So why don't you re-ask the question and you won't have an answer?
We still need it from a mela, don't we?
Yeah, but that doesn't need to be about shein. It could be about regel.
So
You're saying
but
why in
we
the very
asking the
beginning does it say
question, why
ubir
do
to
we
a
need the
shein?
second pasuk?
No, the question, we could re-ask a question that Gemara asked earlier, and now that question would be a better question. It would be a question that has no answer.
Can we ask the question of why do we need the second pasuk?
Yeah, we should ask the question, why do we need the second pasuk of kasher yivar hagolo atumai to show us that ubir means shein? That's unnecessary. Okay? So the question of Tosfos now is,
According to that, why do we even need a beer in the first place if we're going to need it after Shia?
so we need ubir for b'derech memela. But it doesn't have to be talking about
The
shein.
other thing to prove that the beer Mamela is talking about shame.
Why do we need it to be talking about shein? It could be talking about regel. You just need to learn memela. Once you learn memela, then you do a hekish. Then you do a hekish. Between shein and regel.
Regel is anyways, without the pasuk, it's beer more.
Okay, but then you don't need the pasuk because it's for sure talking about shein. You still don't need the pasuk to show it's talking about shein. We know it's talking about shein. Again, you have shein, then you have the word of beer, then you have a pasuk to show that the word of beer talks about shein. Well, we know that the word of beer is talking about shein because it can't talk about anything else. So why do you need that pasuk? That's the question. Tosfos is saying, re-ask that question. The Gemara doesn't say what I just said. What I just said is a question, right? Why do we need the pasuk of kasher yivar hagolo to show us that ubir talks about shein? Why do we need it? The Gemara doesn't do that. The Gemara doesn't ask that. Why doesn't the Gemara ask that? Tosfos' question is the Gemara should have a question. That's Tosfos' question.
What is Tosfos' answer?
Wait. Question is, the Gemara should re-ask. Re-ask pshita. The Gemara should say it's obvious and we do not need the pasuk of Kasher Yivar Hagol? That's what the Gemara should re-ask it. Okay, keyword is the re, which is not really able to be seen because of my beautiful handwriting.
After we answer what?
Huh? Once we figured out that both Veshilach and both Shein and Regel could be learned from Veshilach, the Gemara should re-ask Pshita. So if so, why do we need the pasuk of Kasher Yivar Hagol Atum? So answers Tosfos, the Yesh Loimar, the Hachika Amar. This is what it means to say Bibraisa. This is what the Braisa is saying. You're right. In Hachanami, that's the answer of Tosfos. You're right. Now that we learned it out, it's obvious, but before. It's the Ilu Loi Nemar Veshilach. If it hadn't said the word Veshilach, Hava Mafkina Mi Kasher Yivar Hagolo. We would have learnt out from the pasuk of Kasher Yivar Hagolo that Ubir is talking about Shein. If you want another example of this type of answer, you could find it in Ezu Neshech, and therefore you're able to answer like this. Basically, it's a very bad answer to say, you're right. You could have asked this question again. That's a bad answer. So you need a proof that you're able to ask such an answer. So look at Ezu Neshech.
His explanation is that you're incorrect.
You're correct. The whole part of this pasuk of Kasher Yivar Hagolo was only necessary in the Havamina of the Gemara. Before we learned out that you could learn both of them from Veshilach. So we don't actually need it. Answer of Tosfos is, in Hachanami, you do not need Kasher Yivar in the Maskana.
32, the answer is yes.
Yeah, the question's still there.
The question is still there, but it doesn't matter. Because we were only talking about in the Havamina.
But now we still want to know why does it bring that pasuk?
They only brought that pasuk before they learned Veshilach.
Now they take away the one?
No, it's a good answer.
Correct.
No.
It's before you learn this out. Then
No, that's not how it works. This is a
Okay, so does the
saying
question
of
still
a
remain?
so that's why
No?
you should look in Ezu Neshech and we see that is how it
Okay,
works.
so the question doesn't remain.
Tosfos
anymore?
was talking to someone like you who wouldn't take it from him. Sitting down.
Critical thinking.
Critical
After
thinking.
this
You also,
answer,
if there's anyone
does the
thinks
question
that-
still remain?
Oh, hold
Yes, but not really. Yes, but it doesn't matter. There's a question. It's not a yes or no answer. It's a thoughtful answer. I'm asking that question for you to think. There's no right or wrong answer as long as you explain
I
yourself.
wrote down answers.
Is it possible to get the bonus?
Okay, you want to turn this off? Thanks. Yeah, if you don't write anything, if you just make something up.